has come and gone. Eid has dawned upon us. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. It's a time of happiness, a time of joy. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. عيد سعيد يوم فرحان يوم جميل عيد سعيد عيد سعيد يوم جميل.
Sitaram, Sutsrika, Jai Gurudatta, Sairam, Assalamu Alaikum. Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, Eid Mubarak, everybody. We are walking this road today. Today, we have people of different faith here, and I just wanted to share with you. This is an experience we're trying to put together so you could enjoy and celebrate the festive season of Eid al-Fitr with us. So when we say Eid Mubarak, you could either say Mubarak Eid or Eid Mubarak. So we're going to try it one more time. By the way, we're on television, so we need to get a nice, strong crowd, right? Eid Mubarak, everybody.
Eid Mubarak.
Well, my name is Richard Aziz. I will be your host this evening. We are gathered here today to celebrate, commemorate, if you like, Eid al-Fitr. It's the first of its kind here at the Consul General Office here. And through a weekly program which we have been doing now for over 10 years, Salams Canada, we are hosting it under the auspices of our Consul General in this beautiful space. So we want to say thank you and welcome. We're going to be a short program, and we hope you would bear with us. I want to say, first of all, thank you for coming. We are a little bit tight for space, and I wanted to explain that. Normally when they have events here, we would always have a refreshment served out in a box. But we wanted to have it on a table and plate it and have a good time. So bear with us because we'll be serving you on the table, and we're trying to be accommodating and all that. So we only invited close friends and family. So you'll relax and help me out, right? Family. There are so many people I would have to acknowledge, but during the program I will definitely do so. But Heckler on my left here, Anthony Joseph, is a proud owner and editor of the Caribbean Camera newspaper. We have some media partners with us here today. We also have from the ITT, our good friend Farid Amin in the back there, who took the time to join us here. Thank you very much, Brother Farid, for coming out. He's busy, he's probably flying somewhere in the next hour or two. We have our brother Arif from the Qibla Foundation. Thank you very much for coming, and of course we'll give them a chance to introduce themselves and talk a little bit about their work that they're doing. But right now, we'd like to start off as we would with any Islamic program or function. We'd like to call a young brother, Abdul Rahman, to open up to help us with a Quranic recitation, followed by translation by our brother Alan. So if we would like to ask our brother Abdul Rahman to make his way to the podium, please.
ولا تكونوا كالذين نسوا الله فأنساهم أنفسهم أولئك هم.
Be mindful of God, and let every soul look to what deeds it has sent forth for tomorrow. And fear God, for certainly God is all aware of what you do. And do not be like those who forgot God, so he made them forget themselves. It is they who are truly rebellious.
In Toronto since 1988, and I have been working with many Consul General over the years, High Commissioners, but I tell you without a doubt, she is one of the most hard-working, friendliest, kind, simple, humble, jovial. I think she's like everybody's sister. I hope that doesn't water down the prestige of her office, but her kindness goes beyond. Wanted to ask her to come and address us today. Before we do that, I want to say thank you for having us and hosting us here this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor indeed to welcome to this podium, our Acting Consul General, Tracy Ramsbach Manet.
Thank you so much, Richard. I'm not sure. I think I should begin by commending you as well. Like you mentioned, we have not had an Eid commemoration like this perhaps ever. I mean, I don't know the entire history of the Consulate General in Toronto, but I think that the partnership that we've had this year has elevated this event, and I hope that
The Kid Children Foundation, through his charitable work that him and his wife does for Yusuf Day of Hope, a special needs child that was able, through our Sheikh, to establish a fund for special care need, something that was never done before at Sick Kids Hospital. A busy man indeed. He is here today because he cannot absent himself, because he has worked very much with some of the people that we are recognizing here today. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, please, with a warm welcome, a round of applause for our Sheikh Imran Ali.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. All protocols observed. Distinguished guests, respected elders, sisters and brothers in faith, friends in humanity, I greet you with the universal greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And to all of you, I say Eid Mubarak. I'd like to thank our brother Richard Aziz from Salams Canada for inviting me to be here. And while I'm expected to be very official, I hope if you can smile a little if I say something funny. And first of all, I would have been really upset if I wasn't invited. So let me just make that clear. Because of the dearness of the program, and also for the people who are going to be recognized today, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. We are celebrating Eid al-Fitr, and it's a unique observance for the Muslim community.
They're a little bit lengthy, but I really want you guys to listen and hear all the remarkable work that these three individuals have done. I'm going to start with Mr. Haroon Salamat. Haroon was born in Barrackport, Trinidad in 1935. He grew up in a close-knit village with his mother and father, who was a mechanic in the local sugarcane factory. He speaks fondly of his father's bus route, the swimming hole where he and his 6 siblings will often sneak off to, and folklore of a mystical pigman who lived close by. In Barrackport, education was valued, but opportunity was rare. It was his Canadian teachers at Naprima College in San Fernando who convinced him he shouldn't let his sharp scientific mind go to waste, and he should continue his studies. He may have been the first person from Barrackport to attend university abroad. When he left to study chemical engineering at McGill University in Montreal and subsequently at the University of Toronto, nearly half of his village went to Piarco Airport to see him off and wave at him from the legendary open-air gallery overlooking the tarmac. Imagine that moment. A young man carrying not only his own dreams, but the pride and hopes of his entire village. When he arrived in Canada in 1956, Islam was little known here. There were few mosques, and those that were here were established by immigrants who were very different than him. Haroon longed for a congregation and camaraderie amongst Muslims who had similar experiences. He was not discouraged by what was missing. Haroon was inspired by what could be built. During this time, he had also heard about the attractive and smart Trinidadian girl named Gemma Janke, who was studying at Mount Allison University in New Brunswick through his best friend Soni, who was dating her sister. The two were married at Toronto City Hall in 1963. In the 1970s, long before Islam was familiar or widely accepted in Canada, he established the Tariq congregation. It started off with a dozen Trinidadian Muslims that Haroon knew from other local mosques. They met in a hotel boardroom at Keele Street and 401 to worship. Congregants, children, especially his, would run amok. Someone would bring some bara or pilori to snack on. The congregation grew into bigger boardrooms, then a school gym. Eventually, it was time to build their own house of worship. Harun tirelessly fundraised so they could put shovels in the ground. This was not simply the planning of a mosque, it was bold and visionary. He believed that the Muslim community needed not just a place to pray, but a place to belong. Not just a prayer hall, but a community center. He looked at land all over Toronto, but chose the location for his cultural center carefully, settling on a two-acre lot at the intersection of Highway 400 and 401, one of the busiest crossroads in North America. Tens of millions pass that site each year. Harun wanted Canadians to see a mosque, to see Islam as part of the Canadian landscape, and for Canadian Muslims to see it as a welcoming beacon. He believed that visibility would lead to familiarity, and familiarity to understanding. He wanted Canada to recognize the beauty of Islam, its values of charity, family, justice, and service, and this location was perfect for that. It was at that point that he realized that bake sales and fundraising dinners could only do so much. Fundraising was going to have to be much more strategic, and he would have to scale up. He needed Muslims globally to understand what he was trying to do in Canada and buy in. Harun reached out abroad to organizations who focused on Islamic outreach. He made the case for a mosque and community center in Toronto where there was little acknowledgement of Islam. It was the World Islamic Call Society who helped to finance the building of this mosque, and while they were at it, gave Harun global stardom in the international Muslim community by allowing him to be the preeminent voice of Muslims in Canada. And as he was building relationships globally, he knew that building bridges in Canada was just as important. So many boards, so many advisory groups, so many interfaith committees, all making sure that Muslims' voices were heard. In elections, in policy, in the building of the country into what it is now. Harun was instrumental in raising funds also for the Humber River Hospital and served as a board member, further demonstrating that his commitment to service reached well beyond one community and for Canada to be truly equitable. He had to take on the role of being the voice for the voiceless in all matters. We celebrate a son of Barrackpore who carried the pride of his village to Montreal, to Toronto, and the world stage. Please join me in recognizing and applauding a remarkable leader, community builder, and a proud Trinidadian Canadian, Mr. Harun Salamat.
Put your hands together for our first recipient, ladies and gentlemen, Brother Harun Salamat. Harun, as he makes his way to the podium, is one of the few people I've expressed time and time again how much I love him. And I believe in this room have many people would attest to that. We love you, Brother Harun, and congratulations.
Thank you. You know, all that I've planned to say has already been said. So I'm going to try to be as concise and as possible on this joyous occasion where my life has been put forward so that everyone can see. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful, Consul General Richard Aziz, honored guests, fellow recipients, it is with deep honor, appreciation that I accept this award on behalf of those who came forward to serve the community. The late President of the United States, John Fitzgerald, Kennedy said in his inaugural speech on January 20, 1961, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. This has been my guiding light. It has been my, in this famous speech, but while I was growing up in the beautiful village of Barrackpore in rural Trinidad, my parents and indeed the whole village seemed to have an interest in my success. So I had to succeed in all my endeavors, from graduating from Napa College to do my higher school certificate at Presentation College. It was always in the back of my mind what I could do for my community, my fellow men. That guided my decisions, so community work was a natural career path. I entered McGill University in 1956, became the social convener of the McGill Wesleyan Society. After graduating with a Bachelor's of Science degree, I returned to Trinidad to teach high school, where I taught mathematics at St. Stephen's College in Princestown. In 1962, I entered the chemical engineering course at the University of Toronto, from which I graduated in 1965. During this time, I became involved in the Muslim community in Toronto, and in 1977 started the Toronto and Region Islamic Congregation with Muslims from Trinidad and other fellow immigrants from the English-speaking world. With the late Afzal Abdul, the late Donald Zamooj, the late Latif Subayan, Dawood Akbar Ali from Mauritius, Mrs. Ikram Matuk from Palestine, Dr. Farouk Ghani, from which we listened to lectures and prayed from Trinidad, and a handful of other volunteers. We established Sunday meetings during which we listened to lectures and prayed the noon prayer in congregation. We purchased 2 acres of land in 1983 and completed the first phase of the Islamic Center on Beverly Hills Drive. And I was elected the chairman of the board, a position I held for 45 years until 2022. Islam is a worldwide religion of over 2 billion Muslims, but the positive aspect of the religion is lost because Muslims do not reach out as much as they should. I made it my purpose in life to reach out to the non-Muslim public, participating in community affairs, and as such I was invited by the World Islamic Call Society of Libya to be a member, and I was one of 6 representatives of the World Islamic Call Council dealing with Muslim affairs worldwide. I remained a member for 25 consecutive years, visiting many Muslim countries and meeting the heads of state. And all of these times, I was always proud to be a representative of Trinidad and Tobago. Islam is a worldwide religion. In the year 2000, the civil war in Kosovo created a large number of refugees who came to Canada to escape the violence in their homeland. Canadian Muslims raised funds to organize picnics and other community events to welcome the Kosovars and make them feel at home in Toronto. When the crisis was over, we had about $200,000 left over. And at that time, we decided to build a clinic outside Pristina in Kosovo to serve their community. I went to Kosovo to officially open the clinic, hand over the keys to this beautiful modern structure that stands today as a beacon of friendship between the people of Kosovo and the Muslims of Toronto. In the early 2000s, I was invited to join the board of directors of the Career Foundation. I was actively involved with this organization for 15 years, during which it grew from a 1 million enterprise to $15 million organization, an organization that founded jobs for people in the Toronto area and funded by the Canadian government. In 2015, the Humber River Hospital was being built and the community needed to raise funds for the construction. I was asked by the hospital to raise $250,000 towards the establishment of these new facilities. We succeeded in raising the $250,000 in 4 years, 1 year short of the required amount. The board of directors of the board of directors of the Humber River Foundation invited me to join the board and be a member, where I remained for 25 years. All my community work did not happen in a vacuum. I'm truly grateful to my family, who stood by my side throughout my endeavors. My wife did not just support my work, but she became employed while being my wife as the superintendent of the Pension Commission of Ontario, a position she held for several years before moving on to the private financial sector. In conclusion, I want to thank the Consulate for this honor. I am grateful to Mr. Richard Aziz, Riyad Rahmat, and the other organizing members for recognizing the work of a son of Trinidad and Tobago who is able to step forward and call upon to guide the community forward. I thank you very much for this honor, and I thank Sheikh Imran, who is the one who came from Guyana to join us and become the guiding light of the Tariq Islamic Center for 25 consecutive years, the longest probably Imam. Thank him for his service and his dedication to the cause of Islam. And I see other friends around. I see Wahid Mohammed, who was a member of the board of the Tariq Islamic Center, Faruqi Ghani, who is Faruqi Bak, who is going to be also awarded a prize for his contribution to society work. So I thank you very much for this honor, and I'm truly grateful to as a recipient of this maybe the first time that is being given out on our Eid celebration. Thank you very much.
Batman and Robin. So I wanted to get a picture of Sheikh Imran quickly, and if you could help me with that, please. This is a beautiful picture right here. Sheikh Imran came up at the request of Brother Harun Salamat, and they worked very, very hard together for many years. For you want to? Yeah. Pull up your award. And I'm really grateful that you could indulge me a little bit, please. We wouldn't get this opportunity again. And if I could get Tracy and myself in this one, but yeah, Tracy. We keep our little thing now. Put Anthony to work. You're ready. Thank you very much.
Open.
Thank you, everyone. Assalamu alaikum. I already did a speech, but something was missing in my education. I did go to the University of Waterloo and Western, but that's to drop my daughters. I came from Barakpur, just Harun. Barakpur getting the limelight today. I born and grew up in Barakpur. I know Harun very little at the gas station, boy running around, little boy. From there, I come here and I met him to Canada. My father was an imam. He came from a very poor family. And he said to me, son, I don't have money. I'll pray for you. Alhamdulillah, he prayed for me. I migrated to Canada and I built a business and able to help others. I traveled extensively throughout the world. I see Africa. I went to Pakistan and different countries. Too much numerous as my bio said. And in Brampton, I helped the community there recently. We helped build a hospital. We raised funds, just like Harun. I followed it. You can take pattern from everything. But nevertheless, we do a lot for our community. Recently, just recently, our mosque, Electric Teacher Center, we donated 30,000 pounds of food for the food bank in Mississauga and $50,000 just last week for Eid. So this is what we're not only looking for our community, but we extended our arm to everyone. Again, thank you, Brother Richard. So much to say, but I'm happy. The award is from the guy up there. But again, it's good to know that people can contribute also to society. They can help. We need to help. We need to come forward and help society. Thanks again. Assalamu alaikum.
Is a dedicated volunteer whose life has been defined by service, generosity, and compassion. She was born in Silver Mill, Salwa, Trinidad, from a family impoverished, and it was a family of 10. And she migrated to Canada in 1993 with her husband Nazul and her 2 children, Zaira and Zahir. And just like my parents, she first landed in Winnipeg. And then, they realized the liming is in Toronto. We're all gonna come down to Toronto. So they joined us in Toronto, and bringing her with her a deep commitment to family, faith, and community.
Wait for me. Thank you very much, Sister. Say a few words.
Thank you, Brother Richard, for organizing this. And thank you for having everyone here this evening. Something I didn't expect, but thank you guys. I do my work to please Allah. Everything I do is to please Allah. And hoping that He will give me the health and strength to continue it. And it's an honor to be here today. And I don't have much to say, but enjoy the evening, okay? Thank you, guys.
Ramadan has come and gone, Eid has dawned upon us. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. It's a time of happiness, a time of joy. Thank you, Allah, for this blessed day. عيد سعيد يوم فرحان يوم جميل عيد سعيد عيد سعيد يوم جميل يوم فرحان عيد سعيد. All over the world under the big blue sky, Muslims unite to worship Allah. It's a time of brotherhood, a time